doing this whole balloon, what I'm doing is I'm showing you the same technique used with the 4 balloons to make the heart flower, only upside down. You have 5, maybe 6 together, and then add them to a twist, and you have a mushroom. You could do this in white and brown. That'd be good. I just thought I'd do it in purple, because I got more purple hearts. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. You could also do this as a 1 balloon character, I'm sure, but I always add this little bit in to help make it better. You take a white 260 and you inflate a very small bubble, a little bit smaller than you did for the dog's eyes, and then you inflate a gray 260, very short. This one's just about 2 hands width. I'm going to do one that's less than 2 hands width, but I wanted to use this one to show you the other way of doing a nose. Once you've inflated your 260, leaving some uninflated nozzle, you can actually blow a little bubble in the uninflated nozzle and tie it off. Then snip that end. We'll go ahead and do that. I really don't throw my scissors at the audience, honest, I don't. Snipping off the end, you have the nose for the mouse. But the way I normally do it is I will twist off a very small bubble, taking the nozzle and tying it in. Well, it undid on me. Okay. Twisting it around more than once. The hazards of not giving enough twist to your balloon. Now I take and measure off about a 3-finger bubble for the nose. Then I measure off 2 fold twists. It's not real important the size of these. The larger you make them, the less balloon you'll have for making the legs. But then you do want to have a smaller amount of balloon to do the legs, because the legs need to be smaller. Now you twist off 3 2-finger bubbles and twist them together like you would a normal pair of dog's legs. Then you repeat this process, twisting off 3 more bubbles, leaving the last bubble rather small for the tail. You can adjust these bubbles by opening and closing and moving air back and forth so that you can make changes to your balloon without having to undo and redo the whole thing. It's kind of like being an air traffic controller. Now you twist these 3 bubbles together. Usually at this point, I will take this bubble and roll, while pinching, pinch the air so that it can't get away. I'll roll that bubble through and pull that on out the other side. And once you've done that, you've now locked down the back of that balloon so it won't come undone. Now that's a cute little mouse by itself. But if we take this little bubble and tie off somewhat close, but not completely close, so it's a little bit soft, splitting that bubble in half, as close to in half as you can. Now you take the nozzle and the nipple ends and you tie them together and square knot them so that they won't come undone. Taking your scissors, trim off the nipple end of the balloon, or the long end, holding the nozzle in your hand, pull it, holding the eyes at the junction where the nose and the 2 ears are, take the nozzle and pull it around the back a few times and snap it in so that it's hidden from view. Now you have eyes on the little mouse. Let's take it a step further. Taking your nozzle end of the balloon, or nipple end of the balloon, put some air in it, and then while having the air in, go down to where you think a pair of teeth should be in length and tie a knot at that point. These teeth more like Bucky Beaver than Matthew Mouse. But taking your Sharpie, big pupils, little whiskers, there you have cute little mouse. One of my favorite quick and easies. I like it. On a previous video, I showed you how to do a cow skull. To moo or not to moo? Ain't no doubt, he's not mooing anymore. But I'd like to show you how to do an addition to this. Taking two 260s, white, filling one completely all the way full. You could use 160s, I'm sure that'd be good. Might even do that to show it toward the end of the tape. But taking one and filling it all the way full and burping it so it's soft, I take that one, splitting it in half, break it, holding the one so it doesn't get away, letting a little bubble of air out, tying a knot in the end of each one, so that you now have two separate chambers. And because of the way they break, one will always be a little bit shorter than the other. If we put them end to end there, you see that they're not end to end here. That's fine. That'll be good. Taking another 260, you'll inflate it less than arm's length, burping it slightly. Put an ear twist at the very top end of this balloon and ear twist it very well. Then you'll take that and tuck it into the skull. What you want to do different with the skull is I don't show you to split the center bubble between the horns on the skull. You should split that center bubble or make it soft enough that you can hand split it. Then you put that ear bubble right in that split. Now what you'll do out the back is you'll make about a 1.5 finger bubble and then two 1 finger bubbles. These two 1 finger bubbles, you will ear twist one and then the other, spin them around each other, and then set them on either side, making a backbone. Due to time constraints, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the finished backbone. Continue to make a series of small bubbles and three bubbles, two to ear twist, one for a separator, and continue your backbone. Taking your two pieces of 260, the white ones, take your longest one and find the halfway point in it. You might even, well, we can do that once we get it on. Taking that, you'll go down as far as you think the neck would be from the rib cage, and you fold in those two balloons. One, then the other, like so. Now, I would put one on one side and one on the other side of each of those bubbles, and then give it a turning. Like so. So that you can have, well, I'm going to have to go ahead and, no, I won't have to set it on the ground. But you can see where you can go with this, making yourself a southwestern scene. You could add more ribs, legs, hips, whatever you like. Something to add in with the Amy just made a good one. She said this is Chicago Bulls without Michael Michael Jordan. I don't know, Dennis Rodman, something like that. Anyway, I thought it was good. Taking 2 green 260s, filling them end to end. This is the new, I forget the names of some of these sometimes. Just to know for a fact, this is called Pearl Teal. That's what it is. You could have told me, couldn't you, that this was teal. I should have just said, hey, Amy, what color is this? But anyway, taking one and stretching it down about 4 fingers from the other, maybe a little more, and then going down to about the halfway, you know, once you've determined about 4 fingers on one. Did you get it, Amy? Did you get that moth? We had a little problem a minute ago. We'll be back in a moment. Amy. She took care of it for us. So, where was I anyway before I was so crudely or rudely interrupted? Poor old fella, he got took out. Anyway, putting about a 4-finger drop, doesn't matter which end you use, going down to the bottom, split that chamber in, that balloon into 2 chambers. Taking your other one, okay, you'll go up about 3/5 of the way. You'll go up about 3/5 to 2/5 difference in it, and do a split. Now you take and wind this together at that split, and wind it back and forth. You'll want this to be where it was before. The top, and the one balloon is this way, and the other balloon is this way. Now, at this point, I'll usually take a small red, or a red 260, put a little bit of air in it, and then make a 4-petal